Welcome to the Down Payment Resource Growing Your First Time Homebuyer Business webinar. I'm Tracy. I'm Vice President of Marketing and Communications with Down Payment Resource. Today we're going to review ways you can start more conversations with first-time homebuyers using down payment assistance programs, plus how you can be a hero and show your buyers there's help available to overcome that down payment hurdle. We're also going to show you how real agents are using one of our tools. It's called Down Payment Connect to match clients to opportunities and also generate leads for their business. So first, a little bit about who we are. Down Payment Resource was launched in 2008 to solve a problem that drove a lot of people in the real estate and mortgage lending industry crazy. There really wasn't an easy way to find and track all the different down payment assistance programs available in the market. And that was why DPR was created, to help connect eligible borrowers with hard-to-find resources like down payment assistance, grants, mortgage credit certificates, and other assistance. So we are sort of like Match.com for down payment assistance. And before we jump right in, I also want to see who's here now that I've shared a little bit about who we are. So I'm going to do a couple polls here. Let me launch those for you. First, I wanted to find out for the agents that are on the webinar today, what percentage of your business is made up of first-time home buyers? So you guys are going to see this poll pop up right on your screen. If you can tell me just roughly, just whatever first comes to mind here, just select one of these. What percentage of your business is made up of first-time home buyers? All right, here come the votes. We're almost at halfway. Hop in there and tell me, and then I'll show you the results with you guys. Okay, I'm going to close the poll out now that we've got a majority. Okay, and I think you guys should be able to see the results. Oh wait, hold on one sec. Let me share the results with you guys. Okay, we have a pretty good mix. So some of you really have a bulk of your business that's serving first-time home buyers. We have some that is smaller portion and some right in the middle. So I think we'll have some good information to share with all of you. And then one more question. I wanted to find out, how often do you work with buyers who are using down payment assistance? So let us know if you never do, rarely, sometimes, or frequently. I'm assuming you're here because you might be interested in doing more of this business. We just want to understand where folks are. Okay, we are got a majority. Okay, I'm going to close this out and share the results with you guys on this as well. Okay, so the majority of you are sometimes working with buyers. Another good mix. Okay, thank you so much for sharing that information. All right, let's jump right in. So first, what types of programs are we talking about here? I'm just going to give you a little overview of some of this so that, again, we can jump right into the marketing section. So here are the types of homeownership programs that Down Payment Resource tracks. We have a quarterly report called the Homeownership Program Index, where we have a lot more data about the different types of programs and the characteristics of those programs that we track. But as you can see, the majority of them are some type of down payment and closing cost assistance program. So those are going to include grants and second mortgages, and also some combined first mortgage and down payment assistance programs. We also track mortgage credit certificates, first mortgage loans, and all sorts of additional programs. Those may include employer-assisted housing programs, individual development accounts that do more of the matching down payment savings. So we really track a wide variety. And these programs are available in every market. Here, the states that you see highlighted here are the states that have the greatest number of programs in the U.S. So those are the top 10 states. But rest assured, there are programs available in every city, every market, every MSA, every county. And 86% have funds available for buyers today. And also, at Down Payment Resource, what we do is we track and update these programs monthly. In fact, last year we made more than 80,000 changes to program guidelines, qualifying criteria, website links, agency contacts, income limits, price limits, down payment assistance amounts, anything about a down payment assistance program, we will track and update. So Down Payment Resource is truly an ever-changing database of down payment assistance programs and other types of home ownership programs. Our handle on this data means you can trust it's up to date, so you can focus on your business. So one common myth is that these programs are really only for a small niche of buyers, but others say it's a growing market segment. Let's take a look into some of the data. So some of this is probably not too surprising for you, but the group of buyers who might qualify for down payment help is actually quite broad. And so these are just some of those audience segments. Of course, you got first-time home buyers, but remember, not all programs require you to be a first-time home buyer. So even repeat buyers, some programs just don't have that requirement. So just because someone has already owned a home before doesn't mean that they can't qualify for these programs. So you definitely have millennials. Millennials, as we know, they're aging into homeownership. Just new data more and more is showing that millennials are applying for more mortgages, looking to buy. And also, even newer data is showing that Gen Z, that next generation, has even stronger demand for homeownership. We also know that women buy younger. Newlyweds, first-time parents, any of those life event stages, these are things that those are going to trigger, a decision about housing, and is a good opportunity to reach those folks. And also it's important to know that income limits for these programs, they can go up to 120% area median income. So we're not just looking at lower income buyers or low priced homes. So the ranges there are actually quite broad. Boomerang buyers. So these are buyers that may have had foreclosure or short sale in the past. They've taken the time to rebuild their credit, and they could actually even be a first-time home buyer again. Remember, the definition of a first-time home buyer from HUD is someone who hasn't owned a home in the past 3 years. So if someone had a foreclosure 7 years ago, they're now a first-time home buyer again if they've been renting and rebuilding their credit. And also emerging markets. We see strong Hispanic and Asian population growth across the country with a really strong demand for homeownership. But we're all familiar with the mindset of first-time homebuyers. They want to start renting, but don't know what they can afford, and they also don't know about down payment help. So let's look more into the size of the market for this business. And this is actually really new data that I'll quickly share with you. Down Payment Resource and Freddie Mac actually commissioned this second study on the barriers to accessing down payment, credit, and affordability. And this report was done through the Urban Institute's Housing Finance Policy Center. This report was able to size the mortgage-ready millennial population, and actually millennial, we used under 40 as the criteria. So it's a little bit broader than millennial, which goes up to about 35 right now. And it shows how down payment assistance programs could offer much needed help in this environment, especially for low, median, and first-time home buyers. And at Down Payment Resource, we did provide data for this report. So here are some interesting buyer perceptions that were highlighted in the report. No surprise here, down payment is the primary barrier. Also, many still hold on to that 20% down payment rule, and only 23% were even familiar with down payment programs. So let's look into this homeownership potential, and this is what this study found. Data from this report shows that actually millions of under 40 buyers are actually mortgage ready. And this looked at 35 of the largest markets in the U.S. In addition, most of the mortgage ready millennials in the U.S. also earn enough to afford a typical home in their city. But do they know? So also as part of this report, we looked into the potential impact that down payment assistance could make on these markets. So this part of the report, Urban took loan data. It's actually HMDA loan data, and they bounced it against our program database to see how many buyers could have benefited by one or more programs if they had been made aware of them. And the results really speak for themselves. 36% of 2017 loans to this population could have been eligible for down payment assistance. That's huge. And on average, these buyers were eligible for 6 programs, and the average assistance amount was over $9,000. So that can really make a big difference for your buyers. All right, so let's get into the tools that are going to help you raise awareness and get more buyers off the sidelines. You probably found out about this webinar through your MLS. We work with MLSs. We are integrated right into them, and we identify eligible listings and match them to homebuyer programs. We actually flag those right in the MLS, and also offer different tools to you as a member. So if your MLS is on here, they are a current partner with Down Payment Resource. And it also means you have free access to Down Payment Connect. That's what we'll be talking about today. It's your own lead generation landing page. And also, importantly, for anyone on here who's a member of the California Association of Realtors, they have a unique service that they offer. It's a down payment resource directory. We work with them to offer this. So you can see these 2 links on the screen here, where you as a CAR member can go to find out more information as well as marketing help. And then you can also direct your buyers to a special search that we provide for buyers in California, and they can complete a search there. So definitely check that out. All right, so how to find Down Payment Resource in your MLS. When you click, so this is just a sample MLS login. I know you guys are on all different systems, but majority are on Matrix. So this is a Matrix view, and you would look under external links, and you would look for that little icon and look for Down Payment Resource. When you click on that icon, it is going to take you here. This is the DPR homepage, and this is really just your home base for all the different resources that we offer to you. This link right here, the one that's highlighted in red, that is your Down Payment Connect landing page. That's your own personal link. It's already there waiting for you. You don't have to do anything to deploy it or get it to come up. Instead of saying staff agent, it's going to say your name there. So you can grab it and you can actually start using it while we're on this call if you would like. You'll also see there's a link to marketing resources. So you'll have access to a lot of different other tools, including graphics, social media images, customizable flyers, training videos, case studies, and a whole lot more. And this is what the marketing resources page looks like when you hop over there. So you can navigate to various help and links once you're on that page. We also recently launched a new superhero page. If you just go to downpaymentresource.com/superhero, you'll find everything in one place. And I am actually going to hop over and show you guys. I'm going to show you guys what this page looks like. All right, so you should be able to see my screen. I'll kind of hop back and forth from the PowerPoint to this. So this is that screen. I'm just going to scroll up and show you. It kind of shows how our products work for you. You can download user guides on how it works in your MLS, how you can use Down Payment Connect. Those are really helpful. You're going to be able to get the social media images, flyers, all of that, links to live webinars. You can subscribe to different newsletters. And I'm going to show you what some of the marketing resources look like once we're in here. So you'll see different graphics. Once we get into the examples of how agents are using this in real life, you will recognize some of these images throughout. We've got different social media images. We also have some customizable flyers, some generic, some with people, different family compositions. So we also have video tutorials. These are going to be a great reference for you. They're under 2 minutes each, and will help you get started. All right. We also have a private Facebook group made up of over 5,000 agents across the U.S. And these are agents who are interested in working with first-time homebuyers. They're interested in learning more about down payment assistance programs. They are the first to know about these trainings that we offer or anything new that we have going on. So if you would like to join me over on that private Facebook group, we'll send this out as a follow-up too. So don't worry if you can't jot this down right now, but we'll send you that link and you can request to be a part of that community. I moderate that community and would love to see your face over there. Speaking of our Facebook Insiders group, I actually met both of these lovely agents over on that page. And I just really, I'll give you guys you guys can kind of scan their quotes and what they had to say. We actually have full case studies developed on their business. But, if you're here, you can probably relate a little bit to these down payment resource power users. They are both aiming to serve their own communities well. In their case, as you can see, Amber, she's really focused on that new first-time home buyer. Those buyers that they thought they needed 20% down, and they're brand new to home ownership and the market, and that's really who she's aiming to serve. And those are her peers. She's a young agent, and she's just helping educate them. And then also Raul, he really saw a need in his market, and his peers are veterans, and he kind of went through a grueling, frustrating process and thought, gosh, there has got to be a better way to do this. And, I just really appreciate that these agents saw a need in their market, and they're really being a hero to their clients. So we're going to look at some other examples like that. Okay, I'm going to show you what the consumer experiences or the homebuyer experiences when they are clicking on your down payment link, and this will help you see what they're going to experience once you start using their link. I'll do this very quickly, but this is Amber, that the first agent on the screen that we just saw a minute ago. So this is her own page. You can see her name's up there. It shows that it's her page, and she's in the Orlando market. So you can see the buyer is invited to enter different information. Say I want to buy in Orlando. Let's say I'm looking for, you actually see like a $200,000 home in that market. I think you could even 250. They're going to just enter whatever might be a fit. And you can see those numbers kind of adjust as I change information. And let's say there's 3 people in the household. Maybe I've never owned a home. And let's say income is $60,000. So you can see the programs adjusted. So right now there's 18 programs that the buyer might qualify for. Now you can see if I select veteran, it went up quite a bit. So you can see as you enter the more information that the buyer enters, the more precise the search will be. You can even select, maybe they're an educator. You can see that added a program too. Maybe a member of the U.S. military, so that added another one as well. So once the buyer clicks get details, you get an email lead. So that becomes your lead. And the buyer gets an email saying, Amber will be in touch with more information. So that's essentially how the lead generation tool works. All right. So now we are going to take a look at some different examples from around the country of real agents that are using this in their business and what they've shared with us. And just a reminder, if you do have questions, feel free as we're going along to pop your questions into the question pane. Again, we'll get to as many of those as possible. Kiana's a agent in Atlanta, and she added the Down Payment Connect link on her buyer's page, which is just some really basic information about down payment programs. This was super easy. You guys probably recognize that I just showed you this graphic. So she's using one of our graphics, and it's right there on her buyer's page. Susan Creedon, she's also in Atlanta. She actually embedded her link. This is iframed out, iframed right in her website. And she has a buyer's page, a specific buyer's page. And so she drives traffic here. And it also helps keep them right on her website. When you iframe it, they stay right within your website instead of having a window pop up. And she tells us it's been a great way for her to help firefighters, EMTs, and other first responders in her North Atlanta market. So that's really been her focus. This agent also embedded Down Payment Connect into a new buyer's page on her page. And so you can see, I just wanted to show you this because you can see it's a little bit different size. So all of our tools are mobile friendly. So they're really just going to adjust to the size that you need. And that's going to also help you with regard to social and mobile marketing or email or text messaging, any of that. So it's really going to help adapt well to the phone or tablet. Angela Simmons, she has got, I liked this because you can see she's even got a tab that just says down payment assistance. So folks can easily navigate to that. I mean, she could even have content in front of this. You can expand, and we'll actually show you some examples where agents have done that, but that's just another idea. Think about the navigation on your website and where you want to drive people, where they naturally go. All right, Brian Gibbs, his is actually similar to Kiana's, the first example we looked at, but he actually has this really at the top of his page, really above the fold, if you will, if you're familiar with web designer speak. So it's he is showing that he's really focused on this market segment. Is one of the first things that a buyer is going to see right when they go to his site. Okay, this example, this is just really a basic blog post, and this brokerage actually wrote a blog post, and you can see the date on here. This thing was written quite a while ago, and they actually still get traffic and leads from this blog post. It's short, it's simple, it includes multiple links to their Down Payment Connect page, and they can also repost it over time and get more life out of it. So if you have a blog, regularly include keywords about down payment help, the name of your city, terms like home ownership programs. When you start using that in your blog and also with your city, and you can also add keywords in there, it's going to help more buyers find you and see that you're offering information about this. I like how they've hyperlinked text. Some studies really show that people respond better to the hyperlinked text sometimes versus a graphic, or you could even do a more horizontal graphic banner. So those are things that you can just play around and see what results you get, what your audience is looking for. Okay, I love this example, and actually Richmond Region Realty, they created their own long form educational page. I want to hop over. I'm going to show you this one live because it just has so much great information. So you can see they created their own branded educational videos. This is something they created with just information they had received from us over time, information in our flyers. Again, it's their own branded video. And so it includes explanations of down payment assistance, their benefits. You can see as you scroll down, it's just guiding, like if they click there, if you click there right on that horizontal link, it's going to go right to their Down Payment Connect page. They provide other information. This link, this text link, is going to take them right there. So they're trying all those different tactics that we just talked about. They've got graphics and text links. That's great. And they've got engaging content that is helping educate the buyer as they're going through this page. And actually this agent, Ronnie Burnham, who showed me this site, he was actually featured in Inman News for his successful Facebook campaigns using his Down Payment Connect page. In about a year and a half, he had estimated, told me, he gathered about 175 leads from Down Payment Connect, and that was mostly through Facebook ads. And so the call to action on his Facebook ads was this page, this home page. His average sales price for those leads was around $195,000. And he also adds all the email leads that he gets from his Down Payment Connect page. He adds those to a drip marketing campaign, and that just means he's touching base regularly with them. So he adds them to his, ongoing marketing campaign and touches base with them as they're preparing for home ownership. So I just think that's a great example. All right, I'm also going to show you. This is Raul, who you saw his picture earlier in the webinar, and quote, he focuses on that veteran market. And I love this. He actually created his own home buying guide. And guess what the first step is? It's find down payment help. And this links right over to his Down Payment Connect page. And we really love this because we believe that down payment assistance should be a part of every first conversation a buyer has with their agent and their lender, just like you discussed getting pre-approved or pre-qualified. So I love that he really helps connect the dots for these buyers, goes through what all these steps are, putting them together. He does a lot of his own videos as well. And I want to show you one other thing that Raul did that was pretty impressive. All right. So he also, over on his Facebook page, he has really strong engagement over there, primarily because he does a lot of videos. And we know videos do so well on social media. And these are super simple. I encourage you to check his out if you get a chance. So he did a great social media campaign where he answered the top 10 homebuyer questions, but he did it by video. So he answered one question a week in a video format, and then he posted it on his Facebook page. So down payment assistance was just one of those topics he covered. And the call to action, it was his Down Payment Connect landing page. So you can see right here how to find down payment and closing cost assistance. He is going to link, buyers linking over there are going to go right to his search page. All right, and here's another Facebook example. This is Minnesota-based Barker Hedges Group. They're another power user of down payment resource tools. They actually launched an entire Facebook page dedicated to serving first-time homebuyers. So you can see what their handle is. It's just Minnesota First-Time Homebuyer. So that's great. It's not even, they're really making it broader than just their business. So, again, even when you think about names, think about the community you want to serve. And think about how you might want to name that community. And that's essentially what they did. So they have multiple explainer videos. They answer questions about saving for down payment and down payment assistance. They even cover a few local program examples. And then everything is directed back over to their Minnesota First-Time Homebuyer website where buyers can search for programs. And I don't know if you can see on this example, you can see they're actually highlighting a recent buyer. And so really calling out that success story. So, this is a great reminder that, ask your buyers if you can mention the amount of down payment help that they qualified for, their experience working with you in the program, maybe any tips. You could even interview that first-time home buyer. So think about what you learned through that process and what you can pass on. And that's just going to, really boost your referrals and build your trust with your audience. So, and really, anytime you should use a real example, just like we're doing here today, I'm showing you real examples of agents who are doing this. It helps you realize it's something that you can do. And first-time homebuyers are really the same way. I'm going to see if I can show you one more thing that Barker Hedges Group recently did over in their Facebook page. you can see you can see this video right here. They actually just did this last week and I didn't even know it, so I hopped over there. But they actually talk about down payment assistance and how to find a lender that is eligible to do these programs. So you can see they did another short video. I think it's maybe like a minute, but it was just a really great example of using videos and then directing them again, where can buyers learn more, right back to their page. Okay, let me go to the top of this page. So this is actually a real estate broker in Seattle. He's got a section on his website called Advice for Buyers. You can see this right over here. So I'm going to hover over there and it goes right to down payment assistance as his subhead. And it's written, it's a little more long form, kind of like the Richmond Realty example. You can see they're using some of the graphics here. They're using some of the graphics we provide to overlay with some of their own images to really make it their own. And they're providing background about how down payment programs work, what they are, those sorts of things. And then the next step is it invites them to complete this form. You can see this is his form. And buyers can enter information and get more details. So I really thought that was a great example. He's got a lot of, interesting news, a column, information about the home buying process. So I thought that was really well done. And here's another one I came across recently. I like this look. It's a lot different than some of the ones we see. So you can see they use different, he used right here, just different graphics that we already provided. And then this content right here, it says visit my down payment resource page to see what programs you might qualify for. And then it clicks. This is going to go, when a buyer clicks here, it's going to open a new window right to his search page. But this content is available. Sorry, it's so small. My window's a little small, but this content is content that we created and it's right on those customizable flyers. So I like that he, took the content that we already have out there in different formats and used it to provide background for his potential buyer. All right, I hope those examples were helpful. Okay, we went over those. All right, so before we open it for questions, I have some other general tips or just lessons learned that I thought you guys might benefit from. And, really in my role at Down Payment Resource, I end up speaking with agents across the country regularly and learn how they're using our tools and also how they're working with first-time home buyers. So I just wanted to share that quick list of some great ways that you can also start more conversations with new buyers. So firstly, email signature. This is a great, simple way to start. We have graphics for that. You could hyperlink text, but just providing that link right in your email signature so people can go and search for programs. Or it doesn't even have to be to your Down Payment Connect page. Maybe it's to a special landing page that you have for a buyer. When you run an open house, follow up with attendees, raise that topic of down payment assistance. If one of your listings is eligible, market that listing with program information. So you can highlight programs or assistance or even specific assistance amount that might be available. You could print out program information, have it available at the open houses. So when you search for programs, in Down Payment Resource, and you pull up those details, you're going to have links directly to the program administrator's website, where they have other information about how to apply, the process, that sort of information. You can even print some of that information or have contacts ready for them. So when you do have a listing, and actually in Down Payment Resource, you can even enter just a specific property address and see what all programs that property could qualify for. So that's a great tip. Facebook ads, we talked about this a little bit. They allow you to target your specific market and your community. They also give great reports on the number of clicks, views, and it can help you test interest in different types of content, see what works. We talked about a lot of different ideas today. So, maybe pick 2 that you liked and try those and maybe test out some of that content on Facebook. You can also add Down Payment Connect as your Instagram profile or link. So in your Instagram post, you could direct buyers to click on the link in your profile. Again, that could go to your landing page. It could go to your Down Payment Connect link. Additionally, if you're a regular Instagram user, you know that you can embed other tools like Linktree that can help you take your audience to multiple direct links. So the Linktree will pop over, and you can have different places that you can send those buyers. So it might say search for down payment assistance programs, find out more about how I work with work with first-time home buyers, search for properties. It could have, different calls to action on that link tree. Plus, if you are really a power user, and again, you have more than 10,000 followers, you have access to the Instagram swipe up feature and Instagram stories. So you can always add your link there. We're definitely seeing more use on Instagram today. Educational content. It's a great plus. We looked at a couple of examples there where it's a little more long form and it's leading the buyer to have more information about the programs even before they bring it in their search. I think this is important today because we know buyers are doing more research in advance, even though they will most likely still use an agent. So do yourself a favor, provide that information to them. They're already searching. They want to know that you know how to work with a buyer like them. So you're going to have to tell them and show them. Use those keywords like down payment help, and also use your city name. So for example, if you're in Austin, Texas, a buyer might search for down payment assistance in Austin. Make sure you're using all those words through your website so that they can find you. You might want to also add a first-time homebuyer section on your site. We saw a few that had a for buyers page, but you could even be more specific. First-time homebuyers start here. New homebuyers start here. Need help with the down payment, start here. Something like that. I think explainer videos are great, or even just short, engaging videos, anything on your website or social media. It can add a lot of value. It's going to boost your engagement, especially on social media. We know everyone's busy, and these videos, they definitely make it much easier to take in information, and there are lots of ways to record and easily edit today. Also, don't forget to reach back out to your target audience, to those leads. As those leads come in, make sure you're doing something with them. Make sure you're taking those email addresses, you're adding them to a marketing campaign. Some of these buyers might not be ready, but by sending them valuable information over time, connecting them to homebuyer education, or even other resources that can help, you are going to be top of mind when they're ready. All right, and finally, leverage the experts that are available to you. We know you don't want to be the expert in down payment assistance. In fact, that's what we hear. That's one of the main reasons we hear why agents are hesitant to bring this up. We know you don't want to be an expert in down payment assistance, and that's okay. You don't have to. We are putting at your fingertips the experts that you can lean on, and those include the housing finance agencies and the lenders. So partner with them, and we find agents can be really successful by leveraging people that are doing this business well, and then it keeps you right at the center of all the action. So here are a few tips. So you can find participating lenders for each program in the program details section in Down Payment Resource. So develop partnerships with more of these participating lenders. And also, don't forget, ask the lenders that you're currently partnering with, ask them specifically, what programs are you eligible to do? Which programs do you do the most business with? Just so you know. So, definitely leverage the lenders that you're currently working with, but then start filling in some of the gaps where maybe there's a program that's popular in your market and you don't yet have a lender partner that you can refer folks there. Connect with your state and local HFAs, nonprofits, and also employers to find out what resources they might offer for agents and what classes they might offer. On any of your website content, blog, or social media, you can highlight information about local programs. Again, use those keywords, but even just using specific local programs, maybe tagging the agency, highlighting a lender partner, something like that. Really directing buyers to those additional experts and sources will go a long way. You also might want to go back to school, take a first-time homebuyer class to get even content ideas for first-time homebuyers. See what they're learning, see what what types of questions they're asking. Is there a question that keeps coming up? Maybe you can be the agent that helps answer that question for them. Okay, that wraps up the bulk of our content today. And I just want to thank you guys so much for joining us. And I'm going to point you to a couple resources. You can always contact us at info@downpaymentresource.com. You can also, this landing page right here, it's downpaymentresource.com/reports. That's where you're going to find reports. We have a monthly down payment report that we offer that we see a lot of real estate professionals and mortgage finance professionals find really valuable. It kind of highlights, gets you a monthly roundup of the latest info on low down payments. And we also do a quarterly homeownership program index with infographics and all kinds of information. So definitely check those out. That's all free for you to use. Okay, so let me stop the recording here.